Now
addresses.
we're being recorded. Sweet.
Oh no.
This is the part where I'm supposed to take my pants off then?
It's not that kind of stream.
Oh, okay.
That's your other job.
God damn it. I was specifically promised.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Check it out. I've got one here.
If he drops trow, I'm out of here.
Yeah, no,
Only-
absolutely.
Ah!
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
We'll just edit out the first minute of this
No.
podcast.
Leave that shit in.
The amount of people who just click next is like an unreal. The
right.
5 people who loaded this originally just all click next at once. They're like, these fucking idiots.
This is how we get rid of the schlubs. We keep the pros.
Right.
Okay. So, Sean, did you push any more commits on this IAM branch?
No.
Okay. Then let's play with this. I'm gonna do this screen here. Okay. So we're on this branch and we were doing this thing where we had some outputs. Oh yeah, and I aliased right. Okay, so that I won't make that mistake a whole bunch of times. My version of Terraform's pretty out of date. Right, which I had to do last time. What did I have to do? Gcloud off something. Application default. That was the one. Sweet. I guess I have to do this every time. Yeah, like that. Okay. Continue. Allow. Okay, great. Okay, and we were talking about Terraform stuff, about loops and things like that. Is that a path we want to go down? Should we talk about creating IAM users and stuff? Yeah, we're good with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then how do you guys want to do this? Because the last couple of times I kind of just felt like I was like live coding, and then before we were like doing it where we were like sort of all going along at the same time. Do you want to just pull this branch down and we'll like iterate on it together, or are you happy to just watch me go? I don't want to just start running down like a path that kind of sucks. Like if it's boring to just watch.
I mean, I'm fine unless you guys want to watch me schlep along.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm fine to watch you go, and it might be like if there's what's the words I'm looking for here? If there's like something interesting or hands-on that might have to be done more than once, maybe you do it and then the second thing like Copilot or something like that. But watching me fumble doesn't really serve to help anybody.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this time, but something that I am pretty convinced of that I got from the YouTube guy Veritasium. He's from Vancouver, actually. Do you know that guy? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Anyway, you should look him up. His name's Rich.
But this might end up on YouTube. So if that guy somehow ends up watching this, I'm super sorry that I've never heard of you guys.
Yeah, he definitely won't. But anyway, he did his PhD research on what is the most effective way to like communicate complex ideas in video form.
Okay.
And having a person make the mistake and then correct themselves actually is like a more effective way to like internalize complex ideas than to just explain to somebody this is how it works. Because people hear how something works and they're like, oh, that sounds kind of plausible, and then you kind of just walk away and you're like, I don't know. but because you of the wall yourself and then corrected. So I say all that to say let's go through the way we
so in that world then let's
Yeah.
say that you're going to talk and I'm going to type. How am I authenticating to your G Cloud?
Well,
to be able to.
So that's what this part of the Terraform will do. So once we get over this pump and you all got IAM users, then you can outside Terraform apply yourselves.
Okay, well, let's get us some users then and go from there.
Okay, great. So we had this thing working before where it created the user, created a password, and then I destroyed it. And the reason I did that is because now I want to make it do this in a loop so that I can just pass in a list of users. And I'm going to show you. Okay. Right. I'm going to show you why count doesn't work well for this. It's been a hot minute since I did this. Okay, so this is the var users. Let's say something like that. And then how does this work? Let's see here. Okay, and I'm just gonna comment this out for now. Okay, so what I've just done is I've switched this to accepting a list of strings, where each one will be a username, instead of a single string that represents the user that we want. And I've probably done something wrong, but okay, so now I'm going to go back to where the module gets called. And so instead of passing name, I'm going to pass users equals like that. Oh yeah, I got to do this in the shell too. See if this works. I probably screwed something up here. var.users is a list of string. There is no function named len. Oh, is it length? Here we go. Because has a count set, its attributes must be accessed on specific instances. Oh yeah, right. Okay, so that's interesting. This is for example, to correlate with indices. I like this better. This is new. So what it's saying here is over here where I put how did that happen? Go over there. That's not what I want. So yeah, I'll just stop having so many fucking windows. Okay, let's try this again. So what it's saying here is on the outputs. All right, well, we don't care about the outputs right now. So I'm just gonna comment these outputs out as well. We'll get back to that in a second. Why isn't it like that? My syntax highlighter is fucked up. Okay. Oh, it's not just these outputs. It's in the module outputs too. Yeah. All right, we'll get back to this. Okay, great. Okay, so my main resource that I'm creating, the user, and it's saying because you're trying to create more than one user at a time using count, you have to specify which of the users that you're looping over, you're going to set an attribute on. So in main.tf on line 11, which is here. Okay. So it's complaining about this line right here. And what it's saying is, so here I'm saying I'm creating a login profile associated with an IAM user. But I'm saying because I have a count up here of n, I guess 3, because there's 3 of us users, I need to say, well, which IAM user do you mean?
Yeah,
Which
of course.
of the count that you're creating do you mean? So that this is actually a really useful error message. I didn't use to say this. This is great. So in order for this to work, this count, every time you use a count, that is a per resource thing. So this is looping over this list of users, but now I need to, I'm creating one user for every entry in the list of users. And now I need to also create a login profile for every user in the list of users. So I have to put a count on this resource too. And then when down here, now when I use count.index, I'm referring to this counter. So Terraform is going to loop over all of this list of users and create an IAM user, and then it's going to loop over this list of users, and it's going to create a login profile. And then because this count is looping over the same variable, the same list of 3 usernames, when this one is at the first entry in that list, it's going to refer to, I think it was Matt L was the first one I put in. So it's going to then go look up to IAM user Matt L and get the name property. And then when this thing is on the second iteration of the loop and it's me, then it'll look up the second IAM user and get the name property from that. Does that make sense? You're following that? Like it's like,
yep.
It's a little bit clunky. This is not how you would do it in like Python or something like that. You would probably do a single loop and then do all your actions inside of one loop. Whereas Terraform, each resource is its own loop, and then you have to tie them together by making sure you're looping over the exact same number of things. This is one of the reasons why count sucks. But okay, so this should be happy now, or happier. Great. So notice we have 6 resources to add, and when I scroll up, we have user 0. Notice the username is 0. And yeah, username 1. Okay, I fucked that up. So let's go fix that. And it's because I set the username to just the index, which is the number of the iteration of the loop that we're going over, as opposed to the element of the user list, which is itself something we can index into by doing like 0, 1, 2, basically. So let's try this plan again. Great. Okay. So yeah. So now it's user Rob S, user Matt L, user Sean B.
Where are these? Where's the file that with all these actual usernames in it?
Oh, yeah, good question. So now I need another one. So in my main module where I call, so this is like where I'm gonna type Terraform plan, Terraform apply.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I guess I can do this here. I pass in this list of users as a variable.
Are you in what folder are you in? Dev?
Yes. Now, I haven't pushed this yet. This is just
oh, you just created that list like right now, and I
did it. Yeah,
somehow missed you doing that. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So okay. So there's a couple. So let's just run this. This is gonna be great. Let's run this. Create our users, and then I'll show you why you never want to do this. Let's say Rob just got fired. Actually, let's say we hire somebody new. This is great. So now we're going to add another user. And I'm just going to, we'll add Wayne. And then we'll fire me. This is where count totally goes to shit.
Yeah, I see where this is going.
Look what it wants to do.
Recreate everybody.
Yeah. It wants to delete Wayne's user and then create a new one. It wants to delete the user called Rob and recreate it with Sean B. It wants to create the user with Sean B and recreate it with Wayne J. I love that it's showing the fucking password right here. That's great. Yeah, and then at the end, it wants to delete the user called Wayne J. That's the fourth element in the list. Make Wayne the third element, make Sean the second element, and leave Matt as the first element. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is like the fundamental problem with count. In 2017, I started working on a talk for a local conference called did I actually just try to delete my own fucking user?
This is why you kids in your cloud automation best work for CrowdStrike.
That can't actually be the case, can it? Okay. What happened now?
User Terraform is not authorized to perform IAM get user. Did you delete the Terraform user?
I hope not.
When you ran Terraform destroy?
No. Oh yeah, I did. You're right. Well, sick.
Beautiful.
I didn't mean it. Anyway,
so this has been a lesson on what not to do.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
How not to terraform.
How not to terraform.
Maybe not everything needs to be terraformed. Maybe, JML processes should be done by a human, by hand.
No. Under no circumstances do I want any humans doing anything in my fucking console. Get them out of there. Humans are the worst.
That's what the kid at CrowdStrike said too. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. So now I have to remember how to do this again. Okay. So I want to. Can we make a video of you watching your own video of how you did this?
I know, right?
The inception factor there is just fabulous. I love it.
Oh, let's see. Okay, so if I go switch role. Oh, wait a minute. It was there. It was there in a fucking drop down. Did you see that? Hey, can I just click it? Hey, sweet. Great. Okay. So now I'm in the bootcamp dev account. Users. Wait, so the Terraform user is still there. I think it just deleted the permissions.
But that would make sense because Terraform is a list of things. A user is a list of things. So it started removing that account and then removed its own permissions and then couldn't finish removing the account.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Okay, so we're back. We have permission. Great. Okay, so let me just get rid of this first, and then what did I do wrong? Oh. I think I need to import the permissions or something. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. Okay, so anyway, that's why we're not going to use count, basically. So let's go back to the way I had it before. Okay. So instead of count, we're going to do for each. And then we're going to do, you have to, I don't know why you have to use the toSet function. Bar.users. I don't know why that is. And then and then instead of using count.index as a way to peer inside the users list and get the 0th element, the first element, the second element, instead for each creates a magic variable called each, and has a property called .value, which means give me the value of whichever element of the array we're looping over right now. Or if you actually do care about the index number, you can get the index as well. But since we don't have to, like, you could do var.users at each.index, the kind of the same way we were doing it before, but it's much more convenient to just do each.value, and it like does that lookup for you automatically. So do the same thing here. And I just updated my reference lookup here, so now should work fine. And what happened? Each does not have, maybe I lied. It's not called each.index, each object. Oh, it's each.key, each.key. It's not each.index. So, and that's because the version of Terraform that introduced for each was a big version. I think that was 0.12. That was when things really changed. And it added the list type, but it also added the map type, which is like a Python dictionary, which is like allows you to do like foo equals 1, bar equals 2, and stuff like that. So key can be the element of the list or the string in the mapping, basically. So it could be element 0, 1, 2 of an array, or it could be foo, which maps to 1, and bar, which maps to 2 in a map. It's called a map, or like in Python, it would be a dictionary. All right, let me try this. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, great. Okay, so now it wants to create IAM users and IAM user profiles. Great. Now
You're still fired. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm gonna leave myself fired for now. Okay. So now, we don't need this variable anymore. This is fine like this, but what it means is that all users in this list are going to have the same password length. If we wanted to have a custom password length for each user, we could do something like this. Number, I think it is. And then over here, we could do like something like that. But that starts to suck because now it's on you to make sure that you keep you know that the second one is Sean and the third one is Wayne and yada yada. So if you get into this situation where you want to pass like a compound structure, there's a couple ways to do it. One is to do a map. Let's see here, a Terraform map. I'm kind of just getting into like Terraform semantics a little bit here. But you could do something like this. That be like user info. And then it could be a list of maps. So it could be like name. And then you have like an element in this list for each user. That kind of thing. But it's actually there's actually an even nicer way to do this, which is you can actually create a compound data type, kind of like a Python data class. So you can have like a first class object that's like something like that. I'm just making the syntax up now because I long forget how to do this, but this is possible. We're not going to go down that path. I just want you to know that it's possible. This is definitely the shit that if you're like, you know, looking in Hangouts in the Terraform Slack or in sorry, I mean in the Terraform channel of the Hangouts Slack or like in the Terraform server. It's the kind of shit that people get fucked up on all the time. They're like, how do I, you know, I read a trivial example on the documentation and now need to do something deeply complex. Like, how do I do this? That's the way you do it, and we'll get there eventually. But for the time being, we're just gonna leave it like this. But let's talk about how to do outputs because we need that too. So I'm gonna go. All right, let's get rid of this. What do I want? Yeah, I want outputs. So don't need that. Okay, so let's uncomment this. And we're gonna need, how do you do a count on an output? There's gotta, I'm sure there's a way to do this. Count Terraform, or not a count, for each Terraform output. Just looking at little Stack Overflow action here. Oh, nice. Ooh, very nice. Okay. So it offers this this expression syntax here, which I like. I think I like this one more. So basically what we're doing is dynamically generating a list out of this object, getting a property called bd.name. All right, yeah, let me show you how that works. So, and I'm just going to throw this into chat here. Again, I'm assuming that this somehow will wind up in the recording, but right. So what it's going to be is for user and address IAM user dot this user dot name. I think that's what I want. All right, and I'm just gonna comment these two out just so I can like test it on that one to make sure that it looks right. And then I'm gonna do this, and then here it's this is still what the module output is called, dot name, so I don't have to do anything other than just say that I want that output here. Let's see if this works. The nice thing about outputs is that you don't actually have to go back to the API most of the time to get them. So you can just do a Terraform refresh and it just looks at your HCL, the code that you've been writing, and then it looks in the Terraform state file. And if it can find what it needs in the state file, it just pulls it out and gives it to you. But I done goofed. I'm gonna manage something. Yeah, this IAM. Oh yeah, right. It's not users, it's user. There we go. Nice. Okay, so now we get a list of outputs like that. And actually, what I can do now is right. Okay. Well, here, let's do we need this ID? What is this ID? I don't think we need this ID. Do we? Let's see. Oh, wait. What was it? Oh. Oh, yeah, we never used it before. All right, yeah, fuck this whole ID. We don't need this. Get out of here. What we care about is the password. That will actually make a difference. And we're going to do this. Let's see. I'll make this. We'll call it profile this time. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Is this going to work? Oh, yeah. I've got to spell the whole fucking word. Profile. Okay. Right. How did we do that before? We figured out a way to make it not sensitive, right? Oh yeah, we had to get into the state file and get it to come out. Didn't we? Or it wouldn't show it.
Let's be honest, don't remember. It was a while ago.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, what the fuck? Oh, it's the square brackets it doesn't like? Shell escaping. Okay. Matt, there's your very secret password.
That's a admittedly solid password.
It's pretty good. It's not bad.
It's less solid now that it's been put
on YouTube.
That's like that, but
yeah.
Well, no,
yeah.
you can just put like one of them redacted bars over it.
No. We're gonna publish it because it should it should
make me change it on first login.
It should make you change it on first login.
Yeah. For the benefit of the 3 people watching, I'm going to change it to password 123.
You sick son of a bitch.
But just to fuck with everybody, I'm going to put a space in front of the word password. So it's actually space password 123. Nobody will figure that out.
Nobody will figure it
Extremely secure.
Except for the 10 people that are going to watch this video.
I think it's ambitious that you think 10 people will ever see this video.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's just me over and over again watching it.
It's just you F5ing the video.
Okay. We need, yeah. Okay. So there's something else that we want as an output here. Just for like, I guess, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of this. It's never going to want to actually show the password. What I am going to add is,
so functional question.
Yeah.
And you might be about to answer this. Obviously, if you're creating users this way and it's dynamically generating a password, you have to have some method of seeing that password to get it to the user so as they can use it the first time.
Yeah.
How would you go about doing that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Or could you, instead of having it randomly generate a password, use a known initial password? Like, could you stipulate the password instead of having it be generated, I guess is a better.
Okay, good question. So the way to tell what you can and can't specify for any given Terraform resource is to go in the Terraform docs and look at that specific resource. So we're going to go look at an IAM user resource and see all of the possible arguments. And it does not permit you to specify a password, which is good fucking policy.
It seems reasonable.
Yeah. Great. So, actually, wait, hold on. It's not on the user. It's on the login profile. Sorry, I'm a lying liar. But even still here, it doesn't allow you to. What it does allow us to do is specify either a PGP key or a key-based username, which, Sean, this should light up memories for you, because this is how we did it when you and I worked together. Do you remember that?
Kinda.
This is how we got everybody on the SRE team to make a key-based account, which is basically just a fucking app that manages your PGP keys and shit and does other things for you. It seemed like it was going to be cool for a minute, then it got bought by somebody, I can't remember who, and then it basically never did anything else ever again. I think it turned into some fucking cryptocurrency scam. Anyway, the sensible thing to do would be to have all of the people who need access to your AWS account give you a PGP key, and then you can encrypt the initial password with the PGP key, and then you can have an output of the encrypted password, give it to them in an email, and they could decrypt it themselves. That's
the old manual through a handshake. I love it.
Yeah, that's probably the sensible way to do that. Do you want to try it? Do you have a GPG key sitting somewhere?
Not handy.
All right. Well, let's do the dumb way. Oh yeah, right. So the other thing there's a couple things I want to do just to make this a little bit cleaner before we so I want to move these out of here and put them so in the main.tf, the way I do Terraform. There are lots of ways to do this. I want my main.tf to only call modules. And moreover, I don't want the arguments to my modules in my main.tf. I usually want them in a variables file. And what that allows you to do is basically you've got, other thing, you've got a series of modules sort of going all the way down your main.tf, and equals var dot other inputs. Basically, you get what ends up happening is your main.tf in the dev folder, because everything is specified as a variable, it can be identical, like byte for byte identical to the main.tf in the prod folder. And that structure is designed to give you a great deal of confidence that what you tested in dev is identical to what's in prod. The only difference being that maybe there are more users in dev than there are in prod, or maybe there are more worker nodes in the Kubernetes cluster in prod than there are in dev. Like you tweak some parameters in a variables file, but what gets created and the policies and all that shit and how everything wires together is always the same.
That makes sense.
And that's, again, I'm kind of sort of like more like harping on like how to do good Terraform as opposed to like how to do good cloud, but they're kind of related. So none of that should change anything except, oh, yeah, I'm just going to do it like this. Like that. Now, this shouldn't change anything other than just making it a little more structured. Should not want to change anything based on what I just changed, except for I done goofed. Oh, yeah, right. We got rid of that, didn't we? Right. So there is no more password outputs. It's just, and actually, what we should do is, so, right. Let's do this. AWS users. Ideally, the things that go into the module should have the same name as the things that come out of the module to just make it easier to reason about. So here I'm saying, actually, let's look at the whole thing. We'll look at variables and outputs. So I call the module, I pass in a list of users to create called AWS users. That list comes from a variable called AWS users and an output from the module also called AWS users. You don't have to do this. It could be called anything. And let me tell you, fucking people call this shit anything. And so when it comes time to make a change to some shit, you are fucking crawling through every file in the thing that relates to the next thing, to the next thing, the next thing, chaining it together in your own mind. Because there's no constraint that requires you to do this other than just it's good practice to do so that you don't fucking murder somebody in the future, which this can't guarantee. It just helps. Right. So over here, I'm going to change this also to AWS users, the list of AWS users that have been created. And all of this, like every bit of this document, like everything that goes in the Terraform files, you should think of as notes to your future self when you forget how this fucking thing works, because that will happen in 30 seconds. Fuck, we did this last week. We couldn't even remember. Okay. So I'm going to Terraform format, just does like nice formatting all these files. So now when I look at them, I'll show you, it's a little easier to see. It does things like, oh wow, does Terraform format not work recursively anymore? Or do you have to? Is there a dash? It is the dash recursive. Oh. There we go. Okay, so there's a list of all the files that it just changed. Okay, yeah. So now when I look inside, there, it does this thing where it like shoves things over to make them easier to read. Like, see how these are all these equal signs, same. It just makes it like easier on the eyes. Same thing over here. It's just formatted this stuff a little bit nicely. There is something called pre-commit hooks, Git pre-commit hooks, which are basically little scripts that you can run before you commit whatever you're doing. You can have a shell script run. It's not uncommon in a Terraform repo to have a Terraform format be one of the pre-commit hooks to make sure that everybody on the team, no matter which editor they're using, no matter what they're doing, always has the Terraform looking basically the same when it comes to looking through it later. Just otherwise you wind up with fucking some ass clown wants to put tabs instead of spaces or spaces instead of tabs, and then you have to again kill a colleague and it's frowned on. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. There's one other thing. I want to do, and then I'll give you your fucking logins, and then we can call it. Which is, if you go to the AWS, just type AWS console login, and click sign into the console, which I guess I have to do in an incognito window. You need the account number, the 12-digit account number. To look that up, we're going to use, so we've seen Terraform modules, we've seen Terraform resources, we've seen inputs and outputs and variables. There's a thing called a data resource, which is useful for this. And I am not above putting a data resource in my main module. Especially one like this, which is super foundational. So what this allows me to do is create an output. So a data resource, the whole idea with data resource, before I jump ahead, anytime you have a resource like this, that's going to talk to the cloud and create something. Anytime you have a data resource, that's going to talk to the cloud and look some shit up for you. And it doesn't even have to talk to the cloud. You can have data resources that just like run a shell script or like curl an HTTP endpoint and return back whatever's in the JSON or some shit like that. Like it's a nice way to get data into your Terraform for stuff. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to use that data resource to we're going to call it AWS account ID. And the value is going to be data.aws caller. Yeah. No, let's call it. We'll be consistent. I don't love this as the name. It feels like JavaScript to me. It feels like Terraform being written by a JavaScript programmer, but also I don't give a fuck, so I'm gonna leave it. Okay, so now. Didn't change it here. That was a change from that other thing I did. Great. Oh, that's interesting. Why the fuck is that like that? Even though I got rid of those outputs, they're still in the state or something? This, I suspect this has to, so this is just like, we've seen some weird Terraform fuckery. Do you all catch what's weird here for a second? So like, in my outputs, all I'm asking for is a list of users and the account ID.
Mm-hmm.
Except for whatever reason, when I do Terraform output, I have two lists of users and the password still. One using the old list and one using the new list and the account ID. And I suspect that it has to do with some caching or whatever. And anytime you suspect that there's some bullshit going on with Terraform caching, as long as you are using remote state, which we are, you should always feel empowered to blow away the Terraform directory. That's the local cache of all of whatever's living in the cloud. And that's where the providers live, which is like the code that knows how to talk to AWS and the code that knows how to talk to GCP and shit like that. So now, oh yeah, I have to do it. When you blow that away, you have to do an init, which just re-downloads all the shit that was in the directory before. Okay. No, it's still fucked up. What is fucked up about this? I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. But I don't want to do any more investigation because we're coming up on time. So what I'm going to do is okay, so here is the account ID. Are you happy with those usernames? You want to change them?
No, it's fine.
Fine. Okay. Okay. So you know what your usernames are. So I'm going to get the passwords. I guess I have to escape this shit because whatever. Okay. So Matt, your password is here. And Sean, you are here. So now when you go to the AWS login page, where did I close that tab? Yeah. So your account ID will go there. Username and password. Does it actually let you log in?
Find out in 1 second. Yes.
Great. Okay. Here we go. I click on the list of users. Now, can you do anything?
I see a lot of access denied.
Yeah. Okay. And that is because we haven't given you permission to do shit. All we've given you is a username and a password.
Sure.
So
it also did not force a password reset.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well,
yeah, there was that line we deleted, that bit we deleted last week.
Did you torch that? Yeah.
Let's fix that immediately.
I can just go reset the password, but actually what would be interesting is now that you've created let's say you've created all these users and now you've had some sort of a security event and you want to force everyone to change their password. Could you add that line back, run a Terraform apply, and it would just set everybody as change your password next time, or would it also recreate everyone's passwords?
No. So it specifically says here in the docs, password reset required only applies on resource creation.
F.
However, there is a Terraform trick to solve this. And it has to do with soft cell. You can apply this plan. Oh, I guess those random outputs have to do with, because I never reran an apply. I just kept doing refresh over and over again. So anyway, there is a thing we can do to fix this, and it looks like this. Is it taint? Yeah. This is some tainted love shit right here.
Well, that's entirely more mature than where I went with that, but
okay. Shit's been tainted, yo. Sean, you've been tainted too. Okay, so now that I've marked those things as tainted, what that tells Terraform is they must be replaced. They're fucked for some reason. That's your way as the operator to say, like, this thing done goofed, nuke it and recreate it.
Will it automatically recreate it, or is it something you have to explicitly state to recreate?
No, when I did that Terraform taint, you basically do Terraform taint and then you give the name of the thing inside the state. It's the fact that it is tainted is now marked in the state file. It's marked as tainted. So anybody who types Terraform apply using that state file is going to end up having to recreate that. There's no way to revert that. I guess is there an untaint command? Oh yeah, there is an untaint command. So that's the only way to do it. But we're just going to do apply, which means you'll get new usernames and passwords, and then it'll ask you to recreate them. And it looks like it'll fix our fucking output situation too. Nice. Okay, so the outputs look like how we want them. Okay. All right, so there we go. Sean, I'm going to do your password first. Oops, if I can work my fucking mouse. Okay. There we go. Oops, shit, Matt, that's you. But you said for some reason I quoted it, so there's one that doesn't have 2 extra fucking quotes for some reason.
Okay.
Okay. It's 5 o'clock.
Sweet.
I think what I might do is just park it here. But here, let me just bring this over here so I can see you guys, and I'll stop sharing my screen. Boom. I'm gonna be out of town next week and the following week, and I really don't want to be terraforming and shit while I'm on vacation. So let's just like park it for the next 2 weeks. But what I'm gonna do right now is I am going to give you both admin rights in this account. I'll grant you both like admin policy in this Terraform on this PR. I'll tag you both on it so you can see how that looks. And then that means that you can generate yourself a key and secret, an IAM key and secret, which you can then give to Terraform to authenticate with, and then you can start Terraform planning and applying yourself. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put that on this PR. I'll get it merged, and then I'll open an issue explaining how to authenticate yourselves with Terraform to our AWS account.
Fun bug.
Yeah.
My user is not authorized to perform IAM change password.
Sick. Okay, well then we better fix this now because otherwise it's just gonna be a bad scene. Okay, so all right, well this is great. Give me 5 more minutes and what is it called? I am group membership. That's what I want. I'm gonna make you members of the super admin group that gets mad access and shit.
Time to get the crypto miners going.
Oh,
Rob's going to see a $6,000 charge on the account tomorrow.
y'all motherfuckers better not break my bank.
Nah.
I'm just going to host Dan's mom's website.
Let's see here. No. Oh, that's interesting. Here we go. How did we do that before? Right. For user in this I'm user dot this user dot name. Okay, so will this work? We're just group. Okay, right. And then I'm gonna go group equals which group? Did I make that group or user groups? Admin access. I think, yeah, I made this for the Terraform user. So, okay. Where is that? I can't remember. Did I just snowflake that into the fucking console like an animal? Like a goddamn beast? Incidentally, that is what my old boss used to call doing things not in Terraform. He used the verb to snowflake. If you do it once in the console and it's not captured in code, that means you snowflake. Oh fuck! I forgot I wasn't sharing my screen. Sorry. Okay. So basically, I'll do this the quick and hacky way, but basically in here we have we've already got this predefined group called admin access, which I think I created when I first made.
You did.
I just can't remember how the fuck this works. Oh yeah, I can't remember how this works. Anyway, I'm just gonna reference it by name. You should use a data resource for this, but we'll just call it admin access. Is that sufficient, or does it want an ARN? I think that's fine. Will this work? There's only one way to find out. Oops. See if you can change your password now.
Click. Nope.
Nope.
No?
No, I may need to like log off and back in here.
I would hope that this shit propagates fast, but
everything works at the speed of cloud.
it's true. Eventual consistency is the way we do business.
Yeah. And while we wait for the speed of cloud, so back to my earlier question, you said we can run around and terraform some stuff.
Yeah.
But your Terraform state file is in your Google Cloud.
Right. So that's a good point.
So I can't terraform with your Terraform. I can, however, change my password though. So that's a start.
Okay. You can change your password.
Yep.
What you can do is, for the moment, is just use a local Terraform state file, and when you're done doing whatever you're doing, do a Terraform destroy.
Okay. So fuck around, but just kill off whatever you fuck around. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. So did you both change your passwords?
Yep. I changed my password. I'm in.
Yep.
And I don't think we've shown Wayne's password on screen yet, so we should be fine.
No, definitely make Wayne change his password. Don't let him off easy.
Yeah, he's not around.
Exactly. If you're not here to defend yourself.
I agree.
Bitwarden doesn't populate the account ID. Come on.
Yeah, it does. There's a thingamajig you have to do for that. You have to
I have to give it like a proper dicking before it does what I want.
Yes, you need to apply moderate dicking.
What do I do? Autofill and save, clone, edit.
Yeah,
edit seems reasonable.
Add a custom field called account to put the account number in there.
Yeah, but how the fuck do you add I only started using Bitwarden, custom field, there you go.
There you go.
New custom field text, add, value. Oh God, is it going to be the whole account ID?
The field's just called account, and then you just give it the number. Okay. So I'm going to leave y'all alone. And
that's your first mistake.
Yeah, that's a tough deal there.
I'm just going to destroy Wayne's login profile. Just so that in case, and for some reason that password is still out there in the world, it won't be. Great. Okay. Yeah. All right. So now I feel pretty comfortable uploading this to YouTube. So what that means is, so I'm gonna merge this PR, and then the first and then I'll cut a GitHub issue and give you guys some like Terraform to play around with. But the first thing you should do is, well, I think what I end up having you do is I'm going to have you create a Terraform role, which is like it's like a set of access permissions you give to a machine, basically. So it's usually associated with an instance profile. So you boot up an instance, you say this instance is a web server. I'm going to give it the permissions associated with an IAM role called web, and that allows it to read files from the bucket or do whatever it is the web app needs to do. Yeah, if you Terraform that shit together, you'll be well on your way to grokking IAM. And you'll probably have a bunch of questions when you're working on it. Just hit me in Slack. I won't be like so far away that I won't be in Slack. I just won't be super real time. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna merge this PR and then I'm going to go eat some food, I think.
Godspeed, sir.
Word. All right, guys. Talk to you later.